Did you know that roughly 1 in 6 to 7 people with diabetes will develop a limb-threatening foot ulcer at some point in their life? And here's the part almost nobody talks about. These wounds don't just appear out of nowhere. Every single one starts with a small, preventable injury. Most people assume foot problems in diabetes are just bad luck or an inevitable part of the disease. That's far from true. In today's video, we're breaking down the exact 2-minute daily routine that can mean the difference between healthy feet and a hospital wound care center. Let's start with something most people never think about: sensation loss. Be honest, when was the last time you actually looked closely at the bottoms of your feet? If you've had elevated blood sugar for more than 5 years, there's a real chance you've already lost some ability to feel pain, pressure, or temperature in your feet. This happens because sustained high blood sugar gradually damages the sensory nerves, a condition known as neuropathy. The mechanism is simple but serious. Those nerves are your early warning system, and once they're dulled, you can develop a cut, a burn, or a blister and feel absolutely nothing. Warning signs to check for include numbness, tingling, a burning sensation, or noticing an injury only after you spot it visually rather than feeling it. The real-world consequence is that small injuries go unnoticed and untreated, giving infection time to take hold. One caveat, though: neuropathy develops gradually, so some people retain partial sensation for years, which is exactly why daily visual inspection matters more than relying on how your feet feel. That same nerve damage doesn't stop at sensation, it also reshapes the foot itself. The nerves responsible for foot structure become affected too, which can lead to claw toes, hammer toes, a high arch, and prominent bone heads under the ball of the foot. Specialists agree this matters because these bony prominences become pressure points inside your shoes, spots that get rubbed or compressed with every step. The threshold to watch for is any new callus, red spot, or shoe imprint that shows up in the same location repeatedly. If that pressure isn't addressed, it can quietly wear through skin over time. This is also why dry, cracked skin becomes such a common issue, since the same nerve damage affects the sweat glands, leaving skin dry and prone to splitting, and cracked skin is an open door for bacteria. Now here's where circulation enters the picture, and this is the mechanism that turns a small injury into a major one. Elevated blood sugar over time can impair blood flow, both in the larger leg arteries and in the tiny capillaries feeding the skin. Here's the number that puts this in perspective. Injured skin can require up to 50 times the normal blood flow to heal properly. Without that increased flow, a simple wound can deteriorate into gangrene and spark an infection that spreads up the leg, one that may not even respond to antibiotics. This is exactly why podiatrists are so insistent about getting circulation checked periodically, because catching impaired blood flow early changes everything downstream. That same circulation problem also explains something counterintuitive: burns that don't hurt. Normally, blood flow to the feet can increase up to 100-fold to carry heat away from the skin. When circulation is impaired, that protective response can't happen, so a foot can be burned by warm water or a heating pad without registering any pain at all. This is precisely why baths and showers should feel cool, never even lukewarm, and why water temperature should stay under 92 degrees Fahrenheit, tested with a thermometer or your hand rather than your feet. Skip the heating pads, hot water bottles, and electric blankets entirely, and keep feet away from radiators and fireplaces. Let's turn this into a simple step-by-step protocol you can actually follow every day. Step 1. Each morning, inspect both feet completely, including between the toes and the soles, using a mirror if needed. Look for blisters, cracks, pink spots, or calluses. Step 2. If skin is dry, apply a suitable lubricant like olive oil, vitamin E oil, or emulsified lanolin, avoiding petroleum jelly, mineral oil, or baby oil, since those aren't absorbed by skin. Step 3. Check the inside of your shoes for foreign objects, torn lining, or protruding seams before putting them on. That's it, 2 minutes, done daily, and it's the single habit most likely to catch a problem while it's still minor. If you're enjoying this breakdown, go ahead and hit subscribe now, because we're covering the small daily habits that actually protect long-term health, the kind most people never hear about until it's too late. Now let's settle a debate that comes up constantly: what should you actually do about a callus? One camp says file it down regularly to keep feet smooth. Another camp says leave it completely alone. A third says only a professional should touch it. Here's the resolution. Never file, shave, or remove a callus yourself, and don't let a standard pedicurist do it either. A callus is your body's own protective response to friction, and removing it strips away that protection. In fact, it's one of the most common triggers for foot ulcers and amputations. The better move is to show it to a physician, who can arrange for shoes to be stretched or fitted with orthotic inserts to relieve the pressure causing it in the first place. A few more specifics worth locking in. Never walk barefoot, indoors or out. Choose shoes with a wide, deep toe box rather than pointed styles, and buy them later in the day when feet are largest, since they should feel comfortable immediately with no break-in period. Alternate between at least 2 pairs of shoes every few days. Avoid soaking feet for more than 3 to 4 minutes, since prolonged soaking softens skin until it breaks down more easily. And don't trim toenails you can't clearly see. That's a job for someone with better visibility or steadier hands. None of this requires dramatic lifestyle change, just 2 focused minutes a day. Catch the small stuff early, and you sidestep the consequences entirely. If you're serious about protecting your long-term health and want the ongoing playbook for staying ahead of preventable complications, hit subscribe so you never miss what's coming next.